everyone! Welcome to a new game! It's Blast from the Past. It's I'd say Blast from the Past. I'm not sure this is actually a blast from very many people's past. I do not know that this game sold very well or performed very well, so I don't know that it was on very many people's radars. It's a PlayStation strategy RPG in a fantasy setting with mecha. So, and some very cheesy, very like metal rock, but also in that vein of kind of like being very, like written by your high school metal rock band, right? Kind of scenario. Love it. That's not a knock. I love it. And, for better or worse, depending on your opinion, translated by Working Designs. Working Designs has a very checkered history with translations, having a habit of hamming things up and injecting kind of like comments or, you know, era-specific language or jokes or things like that. This game is no exception. I think it's maybe one of the more tenable scenarios. There is a lot of womanizing in it, but also a lot of women standing up to womanizing men and telling them to shut the fuck up. Which is nice. That's nice. One does not, you know, get rid of the other, but it is nice. So, anyways, there's a lot going on with this game for a strategy game on the PlayStation, right? I think it has a very unique system, and I think it's very fun in the way that it is implemented. So, let's just jump into things. Oh, I say let's jump into things. Can I do... Here. Let me do this. We'll do this, because this is fun. You don't always get, like, anime openings for every game, so when you do get them, it's fun. It very much has that kind of, like, old, almost kind of like Escaflowne art style vibe, which I think actually hurts it, because I don't think most people enjoy that art vibe. Yeah, that was a Horse Gundam. The Pope Gundam. Very specifically the Pope Gundam. As far as I remember, also, there's no, like, Christianity or anything like that in this game, so it's kind of funny that there's a cross on the Pope hat. So yeah, this is Vanguard Bandits. Let's jump in. And it starts... a very weird thing. So this game is a... I'm probably going to speak out of turn here, but it is a... I believe it is a 2.5D game, right? Like, the backgrounds, the scenes are 3D environments. Many of them are, you know, cut off like this. But the characters and the mech, the ATACs, as they're called in this, are, I believe they're 2.5D, right? So they're like, you have a flat sprite, but as you turn the camera, you'll see a different angle of the flat sprite. I believe is how it works. I could be wrong on that, but they do a lot of movement and stuff like that, so that's very cool. I'm not going to read like I do in some games. Partially because there's a very varied cast. If only there were ninjas in this game. Oh boy! There aren't... You know. You know. It hurts even me. Even after all this time to be like, Andrew's the best ninja! It hurts me to actually call him a ninja. Because, yikes. What? Just smacks him in the head. Love it. Morgue. Ah. And he's just a perv with high crit chance. Well, he's a perv with high dodge chance is the important part. Very high dodge chance. The Vito Corbin. That thing does not get hit. I like this. So obviously there are portions. This game, it's got this weird kind of feel about who's its target audience, right? Squarely in the, you know, late teens, young adult kind of scenario because of the, I think, humor and the majority of the cast, the romance, etc., etc. But surprisingly, the lessons learned in this game by the characters are pretty good. Like, Bastion starts out as a bit of a self-righteous prick. You know, like, that's not fair, you struck me when I wasn't ready. And Kamorg just straight up is like, there's no fair when you're fighting. And we get the plucky little assistant, Huck. And the all but required other similarly aged female character, potential love interest. Or Imperials. Alright. Let's go stop some Imperial thugs. Ah, everyone leaves, and we get slight secret reveal. Damn the Empire. Damn them for finding us again. What? What's going on there? Alright. Love these little, like, introduction. You get preview maps of every mission. This game is not an especially long game, but it does have branching paths, right? I think each path is only like 20 missions. And the missions you can get through, especially if you know what you're doing and you're not sitting there talking like me, you can get through them very quickly. So this game you can run through this game very, very fast. However, even though it's only 20 missions, there are 56 total missions because of the various branching options, right? So the game itself actually has a lot of replayability because of the branching paths. You'll get different characters, you'll get completely different stories depending on the branches that you go. There are 3 main branches: the Kingdom branch, the Empire branch, and the Ruin branch. And then even within those branches, there are, like, you know, slight deviations that will curve back into the main branch, right? Or slight differences in ending. So for, like, the Kingdom branch, there's a good ending and a bad ending. For the Empire branch, there's, you know, person 1 ending, person 2 ending. Which one am I doing? I'm probably going to be just doing the normal Kingdom branch. Because that is, you know, maybe more canon, I suppose. It's also got the most variety of characters, which I do enjoy. And it's been a long time since I've played, so I kind of want to refresh on that story. Fight with honor. I'm not going to fight with honor. I'm going to fight to get as much experience as possible, because this game, as we will see momentarily, does the oh-so-hated thing in strategy games. In strategy RPGs, specifically. Strategy games, you know, as a whole, non-controlled units in strategy games tend to be meh. And in strategy RPGs, non-controlled units steal your experience. So, yeah! I love the representation of scale, actually. You don't see this in a lot of maps, because a lot of maps are just, you know, a bunch of attacks in a forest or on the side of the road or blah, 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 whatever. But this one's, the first, you know, mission starts you in a village, so you can actually see these behemoths next to these houses, right? Or next to these buildings, and it's really cool to see that scale representation. XP on kill only? No, you do get XP on other, like, just attacks and things like that. Counterattacks, etc., etc. The issue is you get significantly more experience for kills, like 10 times more or some shit like that, right? Like, it is a big difference in the amount of experience you get for a kill. Experience that you get is based off of the difference in your level and the enemy's level. So if you're significantly higher level than the enemy, you'll get very little experience. If you're significantly lower level than the enemy, you'll get a shit ton of experience. But either way, the kill experience is very valuable. And when you have AI-controlled characters, they'll take kills from you. So one of the branches, the Empire branch, requires you get the main character to a certain level by the end of a specific mission. So when you're dealing with, if you're trying to accomplish that, it can be challenging to be like, hold up, please, AI, stop taking my kills. So let's take a look at some things, right? We got some controls. We can pitch the map up and down just a little bit, not a crazy amount. You do have, it's like variation control, right? So you can go just a little up, just a little down. You can go a lot of down, a lot of up, a lot up. We also have camera controls. And this is what I mean when I say the whole, like, 2.5D, right? Because we don't actually see his model. We just see, oh, this is the new facing. And it's like a 2D sprite type scenario, right? You really appreciate Valkyria Chronicles and how you got to choose how to distribute XP and levels go toward the job class in general, not individuals. True. I actually do really like that. I really like this game's, like, the experience system in this game is pretty typical, but I really like the growth system in this game. So, we have, hold up, we have 4 enemies here, right? You can move across, you can take a look at them. You can see movement ranges, right? Got all that jazz. You can click on them again, and you can actually see what their level is, what their equipment is. You get this awesome little rotating view of their models, which is really cool. You can actually check what skills do they have, etc., etc. And very interestingly, you can see their exact stats. You can see their exact HP. You can see their stat list, 6 stats, right? You have, I think it's base. I don't remember what the BAS stands for. I think it's base, but it might be something else. That is mainly tied to your HP. You have, and unlocking shit. You have power, which is directly tied to your attack, right? You have dexterity, directly tied to your accuracy. You have agility, directly tied to your ability to dodge. defense, directly tied to how much damage you take when you get hit. And then you have weapon, which is also tied to your damage, right? So you have 2 different damage stats and the ability to kind of fluctuate them. You can also see experience next. Enemies do not level. Some games they do. Enemies do not level in this game. You also can see their spirit, their range, and their speed. Very, very interesting stuff. If we go, for example, to Bastion, you can see all of the things that we have. So some other thing to note is the blue pips on your stats. Those are your actual stats. Whites is stuff. Those are extra stats granted by your the ATAC, the ATAC that you're piloting, your weapon, right, which is directly going to translate to the white pips on your weapon statistic, your stone, so in this case the barrel, though I don't think the barrel actually, I think it's too low level to give any bonus stats, and whatever accessory item you're using. So. And you can see we actually have an XP to next, 500 XP. Takes 500 XP every level, right, to level up. So you can track that very easily. Who is exactly at, what experience, how much experience do they need to level. And as always, right, it's a strategy RPG. So since it's a strategy RPG that has diminishing returns on experience, the higher level you are over your opponent, the less experience you'll get. You can't really you can, but it's difficult if you just try to pick one character and that character is just going to steamroll everything. You can definitely do that, but eventually you will run into a point to where you are overwhelmed by enemies, and even that super leveled character is going to have a hard time. So of course it's best to spread your experience, make sure everyone is kind of boosted up, that whole type of scenario. So, yeah, bunch of interesting stuff, a bunch of things going on. I'll talk more about things as we actually get into it. So, to kick things off, we're just going to move all the way forward. Not going to listen to Papa Kamorg at all. We are just going to charge into the fucking battle. No restraint or caution for us, because we want experience. We want Papa Kamorg to not get any of the experience. Okay. So, on a turn, you go next to someone, you can initiate combat, and you see exactly all the things that are going to happen, right? So we can see that this guy, this level 2 Imperial 4, who has 46 HP and 5 FP, we'll talk more about FP eventually, is attacking us. We're level 3. Neither of us have supporting allies, so we don't get any assists. He is using a slash on us. It's got 36% chance to hit. And right now, we don't have anything selected. If he is attacking us from the front, we can choose to counter. Counter is trying to attack him before he gets to attack us, completely nullifying his attack. We can choose to avoid, right? So since we're on avoid, right, it doesn't show anything that we're doing in our slot. It just says avoid. But, for example, motherfucker, what is going on here? Oh, Mappa's sending me stuff. Oh, look at the kitties. Look at that kitty. They're hanging out. It's so cute. It's so cute. So, if we were, for example, to defend, right? So, if he were to hit us right now with that slash, which has a 36% chance because we're trying to avoid it, we would take 3 damage. If we were to defend, right? Defending is going to reduce the damage that we take relatively drastically, but it will increase his chances of hitting us, right? So that 36 goes from a 36 to a 73% chance, right? Or, rather than try to avoid or defend, we can just attack him back. Now, the thing about attacking back is, so, for example, we can see he's using a slash. Slash, we'll see when we actually do an attack. Slash and thrust both have the same FP cost. Every move you use costs a certain amount of FP, but it costs more FP if you are using it on the defensive rather than on the offensive. So we can see it's not going to cost us any AP, but it is going to cost us 35 FP, whereas it normally would cost us 5 FP, right? FP is very important. It's fatigue points. So if your fatigue points get to 100, you'll fatigue out. You'll get a little dizzy star above your head, and you will be defenseless for roughly a turn, right? As your fatigue reduces and you come back into the fight. So, but getting fatigued can get you fucked, and fatiguing enemies is a very big strategy, right? A very common strategy. We will, because we're after experience, and I know this first battle very well, we will do a thrust. So, rather than avoiding or defending, you can counterattack, right, with a move of your own. When you do that, you're going to get roughly the same avoid chance as whatever your defense option would be. So 73, 73, right? But your accuracy is going to be based on your dex. So we are more likely to get hit. It's going to cost us more FP to do this, but it is valuable for us to do this to control the amount of HP this guy has so that we can make sure that we get the kill. And when you make your selection, you go into this wonderful little fucking battle scenario where you actually get to see them do what you told them to do. And then immediately afterwards, you will get experience partially based off of your level and compared to their level, but also based off of the amount of damage percentage of their HP you did, right? So if you hit somebody, even if they're really high level, and you do a teensy weensy bit of damage, you're not going to get very much experience, right? So, smack that guy. We're getting another guy that comes and runs at us. Now, this guy is attacking us from the front. We could counter, but you can see same type of scenario if we're not avoiding. If we defend, if we attack, right, his slash goes up to 69. That's the same with counter. So he has a 69% chance to hit us, but we have a 53% chance of successfully countering him. Successfully countering him will mean that he does not perform his attack at all. So we have a little over a chance to actually do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to take the safe route. We're just going to thrust, stab him in the face. If we take a little bit of damage, not too big of a concern. Nice! We dodged that time. So you'll actually see the ATACs kind of like dodge out of the way. I think ATAC stands for All-Terrain Armored Combatant, I believe. I've been throwing out that word for a lot. Okay, so we can see Papa comes in, and he's got Strong Slash. So, gets blocked. Very nice. Alright, here is the issue. Papa just did a lot of damage to this man. This man only has 17 HP left. Pops is very strong and Strong Slash. So each of the different attacks, right, has a different attack multiplier to it. So this guy is very potentially going to get killed if we don't do something about it, right? So one of the things that you can do is do we want to do this now? I'm trying to remember. As you can see, right, we have AP and we have FP. AP is your action points. So if we were to, for example, move, every bit that we move takes a little bit of AP, right? Different terrain is going to take different amounts of AP. So like difficult terrain and things like that will cause different instances. It also depends on like your first movement being more so than other movements, etc., etc. But you can also see your attacks cost a base amount of FP. So you might have a very powerful attack, but it might cost a bunch of AP, which means you might not be able to move very far and still use it. The other thing about AP is that you lose a certain amount of FP at the end of your turn based on how much AP you still have left. So if you don't want to get fatigued, you need to occasionally basically like vent your fatigue by just skipping a turn and letting your AP come back. However, your turn will come around faster the more AP you had when you ended your turn. So it's not so much that it sucks because you have to like completely lose a turn doing nothing. In actuality, you'll both reduce your FP drastically, and you'll also get a turn faster by just waiting on the occasion, right? In this particular instance, we are going to do a little bit of both, I believe. I think we're going to thrust. I can't remember. I think actually we want to thrust this guy, and then we want to wait, I believe. There's a very, like, this whole map has been, there's a little bit of luck to it, but this whole map has been kind of like logicked out because it's very, what they will do is very simple. So we just did a little attack, we're gonna end, we have 70 AP, so that's gonna vent a lot of our FP, and also mean that we get a lot of that, we get a faster turn, right? And some new people show up. Where there's smoke, there's the Imperial Army. Hey, it's Ione. I'm gonna mispronounce names. This is one of those things where like there's no voices saying the names, so it's like, how did they pronounce it? I've always said Ione. I know probably Ione is probably the other main one, and then Reyna, which I think that's a pretty simple one. So. And of course, Bastion is immediately like, more enemies, because he's very aggressive and has little chill. There you go. Their choices do matter in this game. Some of the choices that you make will impact either the branch that you're on, the storyline that you're on, or the reputation that you have with characters, which can be very important. But in this particular case, neither of these matter. It's just a different set of dialogue. I personally like the "Do you fight for the Empire?" Because Reyna gets to quip off and talk about how she doesn't fight for filthy lucre. And that she has a pink ace. Well, you know, violet, pink, I don't know. So, we have two allies. Unfortunately, these two allies are also AI controlled. Damn it. Alright, this guy is going to attack us. If we... Oh, that was the thing that we were supposed to do. Right. Fuck. It doesn't matter. I'm not super worried about it. We're not doing the Empire branch. I would be really fucked on if we were doing the Empire branch, because the Empire branch you have to get to level 8 by the end of mission 3. So getting 3 kills here is pretty important. Not required. You can still do it without 3 kills here, but pretty important. we'll still try to get as many kills as we can, but we can see the obvious issue here, right? Like, this guy, if we counter this guy, then Dad's just gonna kill him, right? What we wanted is that enemies... there's a couple of different things that you can guarantee about the way enemy AI will work. If an enemy has over 60 FP, or 60 or above FP, they will always just pass their turn, right? In an effort to prevent themselves from fatiguing out. You can use that to your advantage by, even if it's not what you want to do necessarily, you can attack an enemy, right? Just to boost their FP to that point or above, so that you can kind of like be like, nope, chill out, don't do anything, right? Like that type of scenario. There's other things that they'll do. One of them being is that the AI only sees their own HP when they are being attacked, right? So, for instance, when you attack the AI will be like, oh shit, you're gonna do X amount of damage to me, I need to block, right? But when they are attacking you, which they will do, they don't care about what their HP is. So if you can counter kill them, that's very good. Had we attacked this guy last turn, he would have blocked and he would have only had 10 HP, but he still would have attacked us and we would have been able to counter kill him. So since we can't do that right now, and we want to try to get as much experience as we can, we will just avoid his attack, hopefully. We'll try to avoid his attack. We did! Nice. And Dad is, unfortunately, because we waited, we have more FP with which to do things. We're actually just going to wait again. Dad doesn't kill this guy, so this is good for us because we can take the kill. But it's bad for us because Reyna and Ione are going to get involved and get some kills, right? If we attack this guy, he shouldn't be able to be killed by Dad because Dad does roughly 16 damage when they defend. So we should be okay there. And this guy is going to go run off and die to Reyna and Ione. So now we can kill this guy. We only have an 86% chance to hit, unfortunately, because he is going to try to dodge us, because why wouldn't he? But we got him! Yay! And while the fights are happening, characters will like say quips or random things down at the bottom. Kill someone, you get a bunch of experience and money. All right, we've got our first level. Every time you level, you get 3 points. Mechs should explode on death. Now, very specifically in this game, the ATACs and the way that people fight are generally specifically designed not to kill the pilots. That is a big deal in this game. There are rules, codes of honor, again, kind of like medieval feudal society type scenario, but with mecha. That will change, obviously. However, in this particular instance, you need your explosions. Don't worry, they're explosions. So, you get 3 points. You can put them however you want. You want to be super tanky, you can throw them in defense. I wouldn't do that. You want to be super dodgy, you can throw them all in agility. You want to be a jack of all trades, you can kind of spread them all the fuck around, right? So you have a lot of options as far as stuff like that goes. However, the correct answer is power. Oftentimes, the correct answer is power. However, Your stats are directly tied to the skills that you learn, as well as what ATAC you're piloting, right? So there are a bunch of general skills that basically anyone can learn as long as they have the right stats. There are ATAC-specific skills that only the person piloting that mech can learn, again, with the right stats. And then there are stone-specific skills, right? So, 4 elemental stones, every ATAC has a stone that kind of helps power it, that type of scenario. You have fire, water, earth, wind, that whole situation, and each of those different elemental variants come with a kind of like elemental tree of these are those skills, that type of scenario. So, knowing where to put your points and why you're putting your points there is pretty important. We very specifically want Strong Slash. That's what Dad is using right now, and that's why Dad hits like a truck, is aside from the fact that he's got higher stats than us right now. But Dad also hits like a truck because he has Strong Slash. For Strong Slash, we need, I believe it is 8 base, 7 power, and then we will need 6 dex, right? So we can't get it right now, but we will move towards getting it, okay? In this instance, this is a very interesting thing about this game. In this instance, learning a skill, you don't particularly learn the skills so much, right? Like, it's not, oh, you just dinged and you got all of the proper stats. Okay, you learned Strong Slash. No. If for whatever reason, right, so we can see we have 5 base right now. We have 8 total because of the 3 pips that we get from the Alba. If we were suddenly kicked out of the Alba, we would no longer be able to perform Strong Slash, right? So you can lose skills if you lose the stats associated with them. There is a difference between active skills and support skills, or dormant skills. So there's active, support, and dormant. Dormant skills are skills specifically tied to your character, and you can only learn dormant skills based off of your blue pips, because that's your actual experience. That's your actual statistics, right? So anyways, we're going to go up to 8 base, 7 power. Next time we level, we should get fucking Strong Slash. We can see Reyna. Reyna uses a spear. Love the love for spears. Gotta love the love for spears. Oh, that guy's gonna get fucked. Pokey pokey. Unidents. I do not mean Unidents. And of course, right, we can see this is a, this is a square grid kind of map. So attacking a unit in the front means one thing, attacking them in the flank means another thing, attacking them in the rear means another thing. For example, you cannot use the defend option if you're being attacked in the rear. Ah, Jesus. Well, Dad's just dumpstering that guy. So we're only going to get 2 kills this time around because we fucked up the timing. But again, it's not the biggest thing in the world. Not the biggest issue in the world. I say that, can we... What are our chances of just smacking this guy? And then ending turn and maybe going before Dad? Might be pretty high. Dad did move to do his attack. So we might be able to get him. Unlikely, but maybe we'll be able to get him. oftentimes, right, like in strategy RPGs, your instinct is to attack, move as far as you can, attack and then move as far as you can to continue to get in the battle. But dead. Oh, dead rested. I still don't think we're actually going to kill the guy, but we'll see. It can be very, very powerful to just end your turn so you can try to outpace someone else. Eventually, you'll get yes, yes, yes. Eventually, you'll get to the point to where you control the fucking character, so you don't have to worry about it. But it can take a while, depending on the branch that you're going on. We actually got 3 kills. Fuck yeah! Even after we fucked up the pattern. Dope. I fight with honor, says the man who just whacked another man on the back of the head. I like to think of it as the difference between like Covenant Elite and fucking, you know, like Adeptus Astartes in Warhammer 40k, right? Like in 40k, Space Marines often are like, oh, my honor means this, and they'll be like, my honor means only fighting someone in melee, so I'm gonna run across a battlefield of guns and get gunned the fuck down, because that's the honorable thing to do. Covenant Elite are like, okay, yes, honor means doing the right thing for my people, and sometimes the right thing for my people is to go stealth mode and put this sword through the back of my enemy's head. Did someone start talking about 40k? I will always talk about 40k. Even though I'm more of a fantasy nerd, I still love 40k. Good stuff. How's it going, Jake? Thank you for 49 months. Hi. I wish... You know, it kills me that Games Workshop has not just fucking created something that is the equivalent of Magic the Gathering Arena, but for Warhammer. Even if it's just for 40k, the fact that they have not done that is astonishing to me. Just make that and end all be all. Done. Done. And of course, Bastion immediately has to be like, ooh, hot chicks, let's go. You heard there's a decent port to TTS, but requires a bit of setup. There are a lot of different, like, you know, custom-made, homebrew, tabletop, blah, 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 etc., etc. If GW did something like that, it would come with a $100 a month subscription. Here's the thing, even with a $100 a month subscription, it would still be cheaper than fucking buying all the goddamn minis and doing it yourself. And I'd be way more willing to do one than the other. You asked your wife if she loved you more than the God Emperor, and she said yes, so you slayed her for that heresy. That is, yeah, you should. That's very applicable. May her soul power the throne. Her soul's not gonna do... Well, her soul's not gonna do shit for the throne now that you killed her. She's not a fucking psyker. Get out of here. She has a soul? She's not a ginger. I don't know if she's a psyker or not. That's fair, I guess. Galvis Darid, the core commander of the Pharastia Kingdom. So, we're getting little bits of lore through the dialogue, through the characters. I actually appreciate that because there's no big, like, lore dump, right? It's just characters talking to each other. We know that there is an empire, the Junaris Empire. We know that there is the Pharastia Kingdom. We know that there is the Principality of Avalon. And we know that the Empire is at war with the Pharastia Kingdom. Pharastia Kingdom is allied with the Avalon Principality. So, big war? Yes, big war. Pet the kitty. Hard to pet skin to skin.
That makes your skin cells in the
Skin cells. She doesn't like it.
Not in snuggle?
Huh? Yeah. Snuggle buggling. Look at your wet chin. Why you always got a wet chin?
Just like your brother father.
Terrible.
Or
A non-monetary debt. Gamorree's got such a generally good attitude the majority of the time. Doesn't get mad, doesn't get huffy. That's a fucking experienced soldier right there. What will happen when the Empire sends more soldiers here? The village will be quite safe after we depart, Bastion. How can you be so confident of that, Father? Because you and I are the cause of this ruin. They were here for us. And they found us, Bastion. They found me. What the fuck? And not only does he's humble, he's quiet, but he also knows what to say to his fucking uppity kid that won't shut the fuck up. Do you or do you not want to do X thing? Yes? Then shut up and let's go. I know a lot of people will be like, but if he just explained, then blah 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 blah. Yes. Sometimes that is the appropriate response. Sometimes the appropriate response, though, is just shut up. You're being an asshole. Shut up. And we get some new characters. So we get Faulkner, which we saw in the opening. Totally evil. Obviously. And we get to see the Imperial Princess. Thadira. Who makes the some of the most ludicrous faces in this game. And she is very snappy. Faulkner has some sass, though. I demand answers. Certainly, but first you must supply a question. Ooh! That's that smart-ass response. Deserted our armies and begun to rob the citizens they were sworn to protect, so we learned that the Junaris Empire military is not especially honorable and is causing a lot of ruckus. And we learn here, right, even though it's not necessarily stated out loud, while Faulkner is an incredibly important person in the Junaris Empire, he does not have the ability to command the Imperial Princess. So, very, very interesting there. And we get to see the overworld. We can see the Junaris Empire to the east, along with some other stuff. We can see the Pharastia Kingdom, Avalon Principality, Muspel Nation, and to the south of us, the Duchy of Dionlev. And it's not just the men who can be a little blatant in this game. The women can also be like, hubba hubba. we find out that there are child labor laws in this realm, which is surprising for a medieval-esque setting. And we also find out that Puck is an absolutely truly genius mechanic, which is very important on the Ruin branch of the game. Which, interestingly, you can only actually access the Ruin branch of the game if you have save completion of having beaten the game. So. I love that. You're a man of very few words, aren't you, Kamorg? Indeed. Fucking holding a conversation, eh? Hello, Binksy. I offer a Binks. What you got on your head? You getting in spider webs again? And we find out that there's a lot of death, and this war has been going on for a very long time. The very empty laugh I have, he'll fix that. Actually, he just ran right the fuck away. All I had to do was patch up the bipolar circuits and tweak the Cortex modulator. Fucking gibberish. Gibberish. But important to know. Medieval-esque, they're mechs. When did I get a rodent? I got a rodent about a little over 3 weeks ago. So, new member of the team. Binksy boy. Telemachus Spinks. Grats. It was kind of a hand-me-down. It was my nephew's, but my nephew couldn't keep him, so we were like, okay, we'll take the runt. You coming up? You coming up? Say hi. Hey, hello. The perfect arrangement. Father and I battle against the Empire. Huck repairs our ATACs and allows me to pull wedgies on him when the mood strikes. That's fucked up. And Milia cooks and cleans up after us. Like I said, it's perfect. And you're like, misogyny. Which is absolute. But then immediately, I do like, not a fan of the misogyny, but I do like that the women immediately strike back in this game. They're like, no? And they support each other. Hello, Dodis. Mr. Wetchan. Mr. Wetchan. Sir? We've got a battle! Battle! Alright. We are in the in-between mission screen. So here we can save, we can load, and we can do things like equip and shop. Whoa, don't do that. You go down here. This is my other save. I've been playing a little bit of the Empire branch. So we can go into equipment. You can do a lot of different things in the equipment. You can take a look at everyone's status. You can change people's equipment, right? You can actually even put people in different ATACs. Say you want to swap these two. Boom. Ion's now in the Harl and Reyna's now in the Barazaf. We don't actually want to do that, but you can do that. Now, obviously, certain characters are locked to their specific ATACs, so you can't do that with everyone, but it is a thing that you could and should take advantage of in specific instances. So you can do that. Very interesting. There is an interview section. We'll take a look at that here in a second. And we have a briefing section. So before every mission, you can take a look at the briefing, and you can see, you'll see a little bit of dialogue. And you can also see little blips for enemies. You won't always see every enemy, obviously, but a lot of times you do see a lot or most of them, and you can get a feel for the terrain, figure out what's going on, etc., etc. So very interesting. We can see here there are a bunch of enemies in this canyon that have surrounded 2 other individuals, and we can see what we can do about it. But first, we're going to go to interview. All right. The interview screen is a very interesting little thing that you can do in between each mission. Unfortunately, the interview, fortunately and unfortunately, question mark, the interview screen, you don't get to talk to everyone. You can only talk to 3 individuals. It doesn't have to be different individuals. You can talk to one person 3 times. That's completely okay. They won't change what they say, but you can do it. The thing is that talking to people improves their relationship with you. And relationship is very important in at least 2 of the 3 branches of the game, right? In the Kingdom branch, your relationship values will determine whether or not you get the good or bad ending, right? So in theory, you want a high relationship with the people that are with you at the end of the Kingdom branch. In the Empire branch, whoever you have a higher relationship with out of 2 characters will determine which ending you get, right? And in the Ruin branch, it doesn't matter as much. So the thing is that we can only talk to 3 people. There are 3 people here. However, not all of these 3 people are going to be with us the entire game. So talking to some of them is going to be a waste of the points that we would otherwise gain. So what we're going to do is we're going to cheat. We are going to save state. And in doing so, we will talk to people, and then we'll load state. We'll talk to people, see what everyone says, then we'll load state and actually put the points where we want the points to be. Relationship, like I said, very important because it does determine the ending that you get. This is not the only way to get relationship points. You can actually build relationship points through a number of different ways, depending on different characters. Different characters will respond to different things. Obviously, there are like choices that you can make that will improve, increase or decrease a person's relationship with you. But then just doing things in battle will increase or decrease a person's relationship with you. Some people get very pissed off when you're dishonorable and you kill people from behind. Here's looking at you, Delvin, for being a little asshole, a thorn in my side. So that can be very problematic, right? Other people, most people will lose relationship with you if they die in battle, right? Or if they have too low of HP at the end of a fight, versus many of them will gain relationship with you if they have above 50% HP in a fight, right? That type of situation. So lots of interesting little things that can happen there. Generally not too terribly difficult to keep your relationship up to the point to where you are, as long as you're playing well enough and not having everyone die constantly and talking to the right people. And even talking to different people gives different amounts of relationships. Some people enjoy conversation more than others, so they will respond better. So anyways, let's talk to some people. They're not involved conversations, but they can be interesting or they can be helpful. Like in the case of Comorg, Kamorg will tell you how to learn new abilities. To learn the Strong Slash, you must strengthen your base, power, and dex. Right? So he'll give you hints on how to actually accomplish things. Ione will tell you Reyna has a crush on her. Or on us. Interesting. And then Reyna will tell you life is a wonderful gift. Don't waste a single moment with it. Awesome. Now, there's nothing more to discuss. You're automatically kicked out of the interview screen, and you're fucking locked. You cannot get back into it. But we can just load state, and somewhat of spoilers, Kamorg is not going to be with us for the rest of the game, and neither is Ione. So we're going to dump all of our points into Reyna. And Reyna actually is one of the individuals that gets the most relationship boost out of conversation. So, very interesting stuff. And that's it. We're going to save. I'm going to fuck that up. I'm definitely going to fuck that up. There's also, for completion's sake, the way that this game works to 100% the game, which it actually does track, there's like a whole completion tracker and everything like that. I can actually show this off. So we have a save. We'll quit. We'll pop back out. That was not intended. Gonna be fastest just to do this. Whoops. My bad. So, if you go into options on the main screen, you'll actually see all of these different things, right? You'll see the ATAC viewer, missions 1, end credits, music, opening movie. All of these things are locked behind progression, right? Every time you see a new ATAC in battle, you actually have to see it. You have to have battle animations turned on. Every mission you complete, right, that is stored in your save data, but it's not automatically updated, which I don't know why. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You actually have to come in here and you have to load stats by picking, right, which scenarios that you've done, right? So it's just going to automatically update that, and boom, there you go. I'm not going to worry about that. I don't particularly care about the whole 100% completion situation. That's just something that I thought I'd point out that you can do. So yeah, let's jump into the next mission, shall we? I got a cat on my damn lap, and he is warm. And I don't like it. Oh no! It's Devlin! Allow my friend... Aw, he's begging for his friend's life. Devlin is such a nice guy. Got company, boss. That's a very cavalier attitude to be like, oh, 4 more people showed up. We don't care. We'll just kill them too. This is a very cavalier attitude to have. Like, it's now in theory a 6v8. You still have the advantage, but that doesn't mean... Ah, okay. So this I think is actually really interesting, right? We can see these 2 people that we're rescuing, they're not going to fight, they're just going to defend. And that actually is really important. Like, defending can really drastically reduce the damage that you take, to the point to where you can actually kind of like hold a position just by like defending. This is one of the unfortunate parts of the game, aside from the absolute bevy of womanizing that happens. the overt misogyny. They have to have a comic relief fat character whose portrait even includes a lollipop a good portion of the time. So, in this battle, we actually do have control of... Whoops. I didn't swap them back. My bad. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal, but it's somewhat annoying. Because now I'm going to get confused. We have Reyna and Ione. So we actually have control of them this time. I say it doesn't matter because we don't have none of their skills. They don't have any equipment. They don't have any particular skills or anything like that. Nothing that they have going on with their ATACs or equipment really differentiate the Harl from the Barazah. So not really a thing that matters. Not right now, anyways. But we have control of them, but we do not have control of Papa. And the issue, as we will find momentarily, is that we're not going to use Ione at all. Hey, Vanguard Bandits! How far in am I? Not at all. Second mission. I've been playing for an hour. I could easily be on like mission 3 or 4, but I've just been yapping the whole time. Alright, so main goal here is going to be to try to make sure that Dad doesn't get any kills. So repeatedly we want to weaken the enemy to the point to where only we can kill them and Dad does not get any kills. Hey, we got a level up. Fantastic. So we want to go to 6 so we can get Strong Slash, and it is there where my memory starts to get foggy. So we are going to have to look up some of the other requirements. Because I think the next thing that I want is Tackle. Because Tackle can be very useful. So we're gonna need 10 base and 10 damage, or 10 power, right? So we're at 8 and 7. So obviously we can't get there yet, but we can get there next level, if we spend our points right. So right now, having more HP really isn't gonna matter. But having more power will help us secure kills, so we will go for more power at this particular moment. And we're not going to use Ione at all. We're just going to fucking put her in the corner. She stays there for the rest of eternity. We will use Ione in some future battles, but right now she's just going to sit there and take up space. And we can see Barlow's lollipop. Same shit, different day. Yeah. And these guys are just gonna mercilessly beat on Devlin and Barlow. Which actually makes things easy for us, because they don't fight us, they try to kill them. Thrust. Hey! Follow. Oreo Gaga Smurf. Thank you very much for the follow. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. Can we hit with a slash? We can, won't kill. Can we hit? Yes. Missing a 96% chance hurts. That hurts, that hurts, that hurts. Fortunately, the way that the game, the way that the AI for Kamorg works is he does really focus. Am I going to finish the game on stream? Yes, I do plan to stream this game. Well, I say finish. I'm going to play through the entirety of the Kingdom branch. I don't know that I'm going to play all of the branches. It depends on what else is out when I finish the Kingdom branch and what else I want to do. But I am definitely going to finish at least one playthrough of the game. And Sadira shows up. Woo! And we get to meet Sadira's compatriots, Franco and Halleck. Sit in the corner, Ione. So this mission is actually extremely easy. The bandits very rarely attack us. They're way more focused on Devlin, Barlow, and then Sadira and her allies. However, the real goal is to try to get as many kills as we can and as much experience as we can. Which is a frequent goal in this game. So, probably gonna leave this guy for Reyna. See if we come over here. Can we strong slash this guy to death? We can! So we will. Very nice. You used to reset on this if you didn't get all the enemies? That's rough. Because Sadira, Franco, and Halleck do a whole bunch of work killing absolutely everyone. That's really surprising that that guy actually broke off of Barlow. That's pretty rare. Honestly, not a big deal, though. Franco. Fucking fatigues himself out all the damn time. If only they could actually take advantage of it. Oh yeah, the not letting Kamorg kill anyone is definitely the go-to situation. Absolutely. We're gonna try our best on that. I'm gonna be super nitpicky about it though. If we don't get somebody, we don't get somebody. It's not a super big deal. Ooh, we can't finish this time. That's fine. That's actually good. Pulling Bandit 1 down here is pretty nice for us. Because that means he is guaranteed to not go and get himself killed in the Sadira, Franco, Halleck fight. Alright, probably just come over here. Honestly, not even attack. We're just gonna move, bleed down some FP, get a little bit of a faster turn. I don't like how this is going, not because, I don't like how this is going purely because this guy is drawing Reyna further and further away from the experience, unfortunately. I really kind of goofed when I accidentally did not swap them back after showing off that you can swap ATACs. And Sadira's movement range is crazy. A foolish attack from a fool! Such a good comeback. Alright, that's good. Because we can kill that guy from behind now. Alright, Reyna! Guy has 10. Do we need to move all the way behind him? We do. Unfortunate. Flash will work though. Flash has lower damage but has a higher hit percentage. Very, very sad that we missed the 4% earlier on the thrust. Alright, so Strong Slash, here's an example, right? Strong Slash hits significantly harder than the other moves that we have, but it takes a lot of AP. It takes 50 AP. So moving directly behind someone often means you're not going to be able to Strong Slash them, depending on where you're at, right? Etc., etc. However, because we boosted Bastion's power so much, he still hits hard enough with the thrust to be able to kill from behind. Sitting at 176. Always from behind for max damage. However, you know, especially from the Kingdom side of things, most people get upset when Bastion kills people from behind. So, normally not a big deal, but something to consider. Franco just goes wild. It's crazy to me how much damage he can dish out and how long he stays alive when he fatigues himself so much. These bandits really suck. They are not especially skilled. The Sylphid looks really cool. Weltall with Flamberge? Yes. Absolutely. The Sylphid is dope. I believe the Sylphid is considered an excavated ATAC. So it's basically like a legendary ATAC. There are produced, like what the people can actually produce nowadays, ATACs. And then there are ATACs from days gone by that have been uncovered that are significantly stronger than what can be done now. So not only is it kind of like medieval era-esque, but it also has kind of like a little bit of like the past was better than it currently is kind of scenario. Alright, what's Reyna sitting at? She's still at 4. She definitely needs to get in here and get some kills. What can we do? Can we kill? We cannot. That will screw things up. What are our chances of getting over here and stealing one of these? How much experience does Bastion need for level 6? He needs 176. Pretty doable. Yeah, I think we might do that. We might Might try to spice things up, see if we can go steal some stuff. I say we might try to go steal some stuff. Immediately kills the guy that we would prefer to steal. Ah, well. Rubber Raggy. Halleck's gonna take that one, isn't she? Fuck! Ah! AI, stop taking my experience! Dodorus. Good boy. Good boy. Oh. Ah, Alec went for the other one. Nice. We might actually be able to snag this guy. Might be able to. Hey, we can get over here. Nice. Yoink this guy. Calgon, take me away. What a fucking throwback. That's a soap commercial. Okay, we're gonna put 2 points in here and 1 point in here and unlock tackle. We can actually see we now have tackle, which is cool. Unfortunately, that means Sadira is now gonna get involved in our shit, which isn't great. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it isn't great. Kill her too. I believe you can, but I don't think I'm gonna go for that particular strategy. Oh, that's a pretty high dodge chance. We'll go for the hit anyways. I know you can in number 4, and in fact, depending on how things go, we definitely will, if we get lucky enough to try to maximize our experience growth there, but here, probably will not. If for only because Kamorg is going to finish off these guys if we don't do something about it. Y'all need to chill. I wonder, actually... what I should have done is I should have stabbed Franco in the back. That's what I should have done. Because Franco's almost dead. Such a low percentage chance. We'll go for it. Hey, we got it! Nice! Oh yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, now... next mission will put Reyna back in the Horror. So she's gonna have Spear. Spear also has a strong variant, but it does not have strong slash. It instead has strong thrust. And strong thrust has slightly different scaling. Instead of 876, it requires 867. Can you try to attack the princess? You don't remember if you could attack them? I don't know if you can attack them in this one. I'll try when it gets back to Bastion's turn. I'll see if I can attack them. I don't know if I will attack them, but I'll at least see if I can. So probably we're gonna go with the 3 points in Dex. Reyna is a very Dex-hungry character. She needs a lot of Dex to unlock her special skills. Also, as we've seen, with only 4 Dex, it's pretty hard to hit somebody, even from behind with the slash. So this should help. And then we'll also be able to, hopefully, secure more kills with her. Franco's gonna end thing. Oh, he didn't! Oh, right. So we do not have the attack option next to any of them. So we can't attack them in this particular mission. We can attack them in a future mission, though. And we will go ahead and try to secure the kill with Bastion. What's he sitting at? He did just level to 6. Reyna just leveled to 5. Go ahead and secure this kill. So not the best that we could have done on that mission, but not too terrible. Kamor didn't get any kills. Franco, Halleck, and Sadira got a fair amount of kills, but we kind of reduced some of what they could do. And we actually got a level. That's dope. So we want to think about what we're going to try to want in the very near future. In the very near future, we are going to have some pretty difficult tasks ahead of us. In the next battle, we have an individual who can be very difficult to kill, but if we kill him, we get a lot of money. So killing him, the easiest ways to kill him are either really increase your strength so that when you do actually hit him, you smack the shit out of him, or to increase your dex so that you actually just have a better chance of hitting him, right? So we could do that. Or mission 4, you can get a whole bunch of experience if you can survive it, which can be extremely challenging. So we could try to gear towards that, or we could ignore both of those things and just start putting points in to try to move us towards unlocking some dormant skills, right? So dormant skills are pretty interesting. They let you do things like parry attacks that come in from the front, or create zones of control around yourself, etc., etc. So there's a lot of different things. I say a lot. There's like 10 plus dormant skills that you can unlock. Not on everyone. Each different character can only unlock certain dormant skills. Not everyone can unlock every one of the dormant skills. But someone like Bastion can unlock a fair amount of them. So we could start moving towards that. For example, we could unlock Reflect Attack by putting in more power. Or we could unlock Parry by aiming for more dex, right? So I think in this particular instance, we're probably going to go for more dex. We want to go for the full 4. Probably we'll go for... We're not doing Empire, so we don't need agility to try to survive. So I think probably 2 points dex, 1 point power. just to kind of help increase our chances of killing Duyir. Which is going to be difficult because we want to stay on Kingdom Branch. It's very easy to kill Duyir if you're going Empire Branch, because you don't care about everyone's lives, so you can just kind of throw caution to the wind. But on Kingdom Branch, you do kind of care about people's lives, so, you know, it can still be worth the money. He's worth like 12k, so it's pretty nice. No other survivors. That's pretty fucking tragic for Devlin and Barlow. And then the Imperial Princess shows up. And then Bastion shows what a fucking asshole he can be. I also think this isn't really stated in here, but it is pretty astonishing that Reyna and Ione both are just like, oh, that's the Imperial Princess, and do nothing. Like, the fact that neither of them is creeping off to their ATAC right now to come over here and be like, gotcha, right, is pretty telling how honorable they are as people. Right? Because there are plenty of individuals in this game who would be like, I have a chance to capture or kill an important figure from another country. I'm taking it. And Bastion just goes ham. But of course, Bastion is a stuck-up little kid who doesn't actually know how things work in the real world, and he's about to get slapped. He doesn't represent everything that you were taught to detest. And here comes the slapdown. I love that. I love that because there's so many games, especially from this era, where the women are portrayed as meek and mild and shit gets said to them and they just take it, or they get, you know, fuming, but they don't do anything about it. In this game, the vast majority of the time, the women come back with a retort. And that's a positive. And then Delvin rightly steps in. Rather than just be a bystander, Delvin comes in and be like, hey, you self-righteous prick. And here we find out a little bit more about the situation, that the Junaris Empire is not just the big bad, they are the evil ones. No, it's war. War sucks. Everybody, not everybody, but both sides have shitty people on both sides, and each side is committing travesties. Butchers are butchers, regardless of the crest under which they shed innocent blood. And this is actually a really interesting thing between the branches in the games, because obviously on the Kingdom branch you're kingdom-oriented, but when you go to the Empire branch, you very readily see, yes, obviously the Empire doing shitty things, and very, very shitty things, but you also see the Kingdom doing shitty things. And I think that matters in giving a game depth of scope and relatability and realism. Because in any war, to act like one side is the great good and the other side is the great evil is silly the vast majority of the time. Not to say that there aren't just wars, you know, air quotes on the just wars kind of concept, especially when you are defending yourself. However, all but guaranteed, especially on the scale of war, that there are going to be some bad people on both sides committing unspeakable horrors. Good stuff. No idea why special is in air quotes. Well, air quotes, in quotes. Oh, I actually like Barlow, but I hate how he is represented. And randomly Andrew shows up. The most womanizing of them all. No! Fortunately, he's not with us for very long before he's gone again, and then he comes back. And now we see more Faulkner. He says, Highness. And we meet Year, who is the prince, the Imperial Prince, and Sadira's brother. And we find out that Year has a bit of a warrior worship kind of concept towards Faulkner. A bit of hero worship, but not so much hero worship that he isn't still a spoiled Imperial brat that will throw his Imperial authority around. Though he does still have a brain. He's just an impetuous little shit. My gracious nature shall turn foul if you continue to deny me the one thing I most crave. I love this part, right? Like, I ask only to be treated the same as any soldier under your command. And Faulkner's response is perfectly valid. You are no mere soldier, Year, and I cannot pretend otherwise. And I actually love Year's response to get angry and tell him then at least pretend to pretend. That actually feels very real to me. That feels like a spoiled Imperial Prince who has a bit of a hero worship complex and is a bit of an impetuous little brat, but also still has a head on his shoulders, right? Alright, we moving again. And Andrew immediately has to start doing shit. But, wonderfully, the ladies are like, what the fuck is up with this guy? Boorish nature of such a braggart. Dun dun dun! Alright, we get to save again. We can go to a mission briefing. We can see we are indeed surrounded, greatly outnumbered and under attack from both the front and rear. I shall engage the rear troops, so Kamorg is going to hold the bridge while we fight the others. Love it. Okay, so first we want to do this. We want to make sure we swap over to the Harl, because we fucked that up last time. And we can see Devlin and Barlow have joined us in their Ratatasks. So we got those two individuals, level 5, level 4. So very fun. So we are going to save again, just for shits and giggles. And then we will come over here to the interview section, and we will save state, so we can read all of the things, and then put points where we want them. So, Kamorg, to learn Tackle, you need to improve your base and POW. It's a very valuable attack. We already did that, Dad! Your father is a great man, Bastion. You're fortunate to have the benefit of his knowledge and guidance. Might sound strange, Bastion, but you remind me of my brothers back at home, young and naive. That sounds entirely accurate. Nothing more to discuss. But wait, yes there is. Let's talk to Devlin. Look fairly strong, Bastion. One of these days we'll arm wrestle and see which of us is stronger. Have you ever tasted the kingdom's dried sea slugs? They're the best on the continent. Delish. Of course, Barlow's is involved in food. We'll also talk to Reyna. And I love that the relationship tracker isn't just... Obviously, your relationships are the one that matters for the ending, but you still get to see everyone else's relationships with each other, right? You can see that Kamorg and Ione have... they like each other, right? You can see that Devlin and Barlow like each other. That's really cool. I like that. That's a fun little mechanic. You can kind of keep track of who is friends with who in your party. And who hates who in your party. Alright. Let's fucking do it. This one is a biggie. Not as biggie as the next one, but... this one can be very tough to do exactly what you want to do here. Because there are a couple of different situations. Dad starts off kicking ass. Okay, so one of the interesting things here is that so Kamorg is holding this bridgehead. Only one person can attack him at a time because they don't have any ranged attacks. I don't think they have any ranged attacks. Faulkner has some ranged attacks. He could not be a complete and utter dumbass and come up and melting player repeatedly. But he's not going to do that. So these guys are all stuck behind here. Spoilers, there will be an event that causes that to no longer be the case in the near future. And while Kamorg is holding this bridge, we will be battling Prince Duyir and his bodyguards. So Duyir is in the Sarbalos, another excavated attack. And it's pretty good. You can see his weapon is very high at 16. But he's very low level. He's only level 3. So he's actually not worth very much experience. But if you kill him, you do get 12,000 12,000 buckaroos, which is pretty dope. However, he's decently fast at the 7 agility. And even though he's low level, his Sarbalos gives him a fair amount of increase in base, which gives him a hefty chunk of HP. He's got 112, and we can see 85, 79, 81. I also didn't point this out earlier, but I will now, and I love this. Look at this guy, 10, 9, 5, 5, 5, 8. Look at this guy, 9, 8, 6, 6, 3, 7. This is actually really cool because even the same quote-unquote enemies in the game, these guys are both bodyguards. They're both piloting Einloggers. They both have the same equipment. But they do have slightly different stats. And that actually matters. That mixes things up because they'll do slightly different damage. They'll have slightly different HP. They'll have slightly different speeds. They'll have slightly different chances to hit or dodge. And that really kind of spices up the mix because not every enemy is carbon copy. All Imperials are the exact same Imperials. Nope. Even these guys. 4, 4, 5, 4, 3, right? 4, 4, 4, 5, 3, right? So that's, I think, a very interesting component in the game. We want, our goal is going to be to hopefully kill Duyir. If we don't do it in a certain amount of time, he will leave, and we don't want that to happen. So, we're going to move up basically as far as we can over here. We still only have long thrust and thrust. This is actually a somewhat interesting tactic. You can, if you want, because Reyna has long thrust, you can actually park Reyna behind Kamor and try to snipe kills from him, because, right, he did a fair amount of damage there, but he didn't kill the guy. The guy will attack him and he will counter, probably with a kill, but he might not kill. And if he doesn't, you can occasionally kind of like try to snipe kills. It doesn't work very well though. So, and it pulls away your ability to deal with what's going on over here. Now, there are some very safe strategies. This game allows you to play very safe if you want to, right? Like, you could come over here, you could kind of like hide in this corner so that there's, only so many ways to attack people. You can kind of like come over here on the side and do the same thing where you've got 1, 2, 3, like 4, and then you plug with the 5th, that type of situation. So this game does let you play very strategically. However, again, going back to that relationship thing, if you don't do anything on a character, not for every character, some characters don't care about it, and in fact there is one character who likes it when you don't do anything on her turn. Most characters lose a little bit of relationship if you don't do anything on their turn. We're not going to be using Ione for very long, so we are actually going to just run Ione all the way out and present her as a target to draw fire from some of the other combatants here. And everyone else is going to kind of move up and hopefully get into the mix. I think we're going to put Barlow here. If I remember correctly, Duyir should come rushing forward because he's very headstrong. So right here's the situation, right? Kamord will counter, leave this guy at 9 HP. So you could, in theory, park Reyna there and then like not do anything with her turn, hope that it comes around and she can long thrust to steal the kill. However, you can really only do that if you boost her attack power, and that is somewhat difficult to accomplish. Okay, so we have Dooyear here. We want to smash the shit out of Dooyear. However, doing so is going to mean that we will need to give someone's rear up, which is not good. But we're going to do it with Bastion, because Bastion is the strongest that we have at this point in time. He has a lot of HP, so he'll hopefully be able to do things. Also, because we raised our dex, we actually have a fair chance of hitting Dooyear. Otherwise, we would not, because he does have a fair amount of agility at 7. Not a crazy amount of agility, but you can see 6, right? 4. You check these Imperials. This guy has 5. This guy has 4, right? So 7 agility at this point is a fair amount of agility. So we're gonna do that. We're also going to move. We'll actually just move in here. We'll just move, attack, thrust. We want to. I don't like that. But it does build his FP a fair amount. That's going to be 35 additional FP that he wouldn't otherwise be hitting us with. We'll risk that. Obviously, it's not a risk. He's going to hit. What we're risking is losing Reyna later. Or the chance of fatiguing Dooyear out. Okay, so 30% chance to dodge. We can make that a 62% chance to dodge by defending. I didn't point this out earlier, though. Dodging, avoiding, takes 20 FP. Defending does take 30. So while defending will reduce the amount of damage that you take and still give you a chance to dodge depending on the accuracy of the attack, it does take more FP. So if you're always defending, you can get FP'd out way faster. This is risky, but we're going to try to just avoid. If we don't avoid this, then Reyna's going to be pretty gimped for the... Okay, we're good. For the remainder of the fight. And Bastion is also going to have to avoid some shit. But he's doing pretty good. And he's got a lot more shenaniganry going on, so... we're actually just going to move over here and again present Ione's back in the hopes that someone will target her instead of targeting Bastion, Reyna, Barlow, or Devlin. We do not have a very good chance of hitting. We hit anyways, which is awesome. We did take a hit back, but again, we are boosting up his FP. And then we're going to come over here and start wailing on the side of Bodyguard Tier. And we got a dodge off. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. All right. First Imperial falls down here. We're tracking that because the Imperials dying on the bridge is kind of our ticking clock. Neither his fighting skills nor his immense strength have dwindled with age. Which of you will lose to... Rather, which of you chooses to fight the old man next? Oh, that guy just walked off to his death. Alright, this is Bodyguard 1. So, one of the things that we are trying to accomplish here is that if we don't achieve a specific objective in time, Dooyear will leave the battlefield and his Bodyguard 1 will leave the battlefield with him. So, we definitely want to make sure that that doesn't happen because we want as much experience and money as we can get. So, Bodyguard 1 is probably going to beat the shit out of Ione, but again, Ione's not going to stay with us forever, so we don't care that much. That is unfortunate, because Dooyear's FP is going to be reduced now. but should still be okay. This guy's just gonna get creamed. Hey! He got that fucking... I don't know if that's a deflect or if that's a parry. I think that's a reflect attack. Alright, Bastion is going to strong thrust. Okay, that's a 76% chance to avoid. 84% chance to avoid. We're gonna go with the strong slash. And hope that we get it. Didn't get it. That's unfortunate. Really unfortunate. We'll keep going here. I probably should have tried to get Barlow in so that I could continue to do stuff like... Oh, if she gets hit by this. Oh, thank goodness. See, we're being extremely greedy right now. So, by being so greedy, we're going to start defending some of these attacks. Because we do want them to waste as much time on Ion as possible. We want to go for the highest chance to hit here. Pretty good. Unfortunate. What are we sitting at? Okay. %60 chance is not very good. We dodged. Nice. Okay, Bastion, please kill. 79% chance. Fairly likely. Got it. 12,000 bucks in our back pocket. Love it. And that means that Bodyguard 1 is going to stick around. Now that does actually make things more difficult for us. But it also means more experience in the long run. So, we're going to take a slight step, and we're going to start taking advantage of our long range. Now, long thrust, especially from the front, isn't going to do a lot of damage because it's going to get defended. However, that is going to build fatigue. And 33 experience when you're trying to get to 500 obviously isn't a lot, but it is something. 41% chance to dodge is not very much. We will defend that instead. Because we can defend several of those before we fall. Oh! Well, we did what we needed to do just in time. Imperial number 2 is dead. And Faulkner's done with this shit. Enter the fray. And he's got Fireball. Ow. Fireball's great. Up. We just saw it. Which of your companions is the royal one? Okay. We're going to try to focus on this guy. Because he is about to be fatigued out. Would have been better if we hadn't gotten hit, but... So, with a thrust, we will not kill him. If we move behind, we thrust, we still won't kill him, but we'll get a fair chunk of experience. So, 18 damage, 105, not too bad. Gonna continue to hold there, especially now that Ione is blocking Barlow's back. He will defend. I would prefer not to take this, but I will come over here behind this guy and thrust. So since we're not on the Empire path, we don't care about getting Bastion to 8. And we have a lot of other characters who are quite weak comparatively. So we would rather try to do that. That's a better defensive position for Reyna. $96. She's getting there. Ugh. Okay. We're definitely going to defend, because if we miss the avoid, we're dead. And now we have to avoid. Hopefully we don't lose Reyna. If we do, not the end of the world. Ah! This is so cool. Papa, no! Watching that as a kid was, like, so fucking cool to me. You slinky bastard. This fucking slinky little shit. Lay with your brother. Play with him. Foolish attack, easily countered. So much more. Except, actually, I love it, right? Kamorg knew that he couldn't win. He knew that he couldn't kill Faulkner. So he did what he could in the moment, and he fucked up Faulkner's ATAC so that he at least has to leave the battle. And of course, Faulkner couches it in a different manner, right? He can't tell his soldiers, oh shit, that guy fucked up my ATAC. I gotta... Y'all finish this out. I can't do it. Instead, he has to be like, oh, this is so beneath me. And he's gone. Isn't there a way to... I thought there was a way to rotate, but I can't remember. Alright, so these guys are coming. That's a problem, right? I want to try to make this as advantageous for us as we can. We definitely want to kill that guy before he can do anything else. Pretty good. 64% chance is not very high. We would rather do little damage than no damage. 8 damage it is. It is a bit of a struggle bus. Fantastic. So this is good because at 2 HP, even if you block, you're fucking dying, right? So if we're lucky, we might actually be able to get Reyna that kill and get her out of there. %52% chance. %54% chance. 2% better. Got it. Hell yeah. I would pay money to know if that was on that 2% or not. And that gets us a level on Reyna. We're immediately going to put those 3 points into base so that we can get the increase or get strong thrust. The issue is that isn't just going to suddenly give her a shit ton of experience, unfortunately. But she does have strong thrust now. She might still die, but we can move her over here to the side and hope that isn't the case. We're also going to move Ione right the fuck next to Bodyguard 1 and be like, clearly you just want to kill Ione. Clearly that's what you want to do. We're just using her as bait. Just please swing at her and not everyone else. These guys will take a turn or two to get into things, which is good for us. Getting lucky on the dodges. Woo! Okay, so same scenario for Devlin. We want him to have strong slash. He needs 8, 7, 6. We'll go ahead and bump up to the 6. Because, again, base isn't really going to do anything for him right now. But we will put 1 point into the base at this particular moment. I say that. He needs more power for other things, so we'll go ahead and do a point. Yeah. We'll do a point in power. This is risky for Barlow. Go for it, though. Barlow is not doing very well. I'm going to move slightly so that he has a better positioning. We're going to move to Strong Slash Bodyguard 1 just to start to work on his damage a little bit. We will come over here and we will cheap shot, long thrust, and that will fatigue out this guy, which is exactly what we want. That's fantastic. Ione is going to continue to just be, please attack me from behind. Please attack me from behind. Okay, she finally got hit. It's all good. Our Imperials will be here on their next turn. That is not this turn. That is what matters. Continue to beat down on Bodyguard 1. Bastion, I'm not worried about Bastion at all. At this point, Bastion could solo the rest of this fight. But yes, okay, so this should be enough damage for Barlow to be able to get the kill, which is definitely what we want. Perfect. So Barlow gets the kill, which should level him. Yay! Alright, so Barlow was only level 4, so he's very far away from what we need him 876, right? So Barlow's not doing super hot. And unfortunately, he's not going to do very hot in the next fight. So rather than focus on a single thing, we're gonna slightly spread Barlow so that he has a little bit better situation all around. A little bit more HP, hits a little harder, is a little more accurate, rather than really focusing on any particular one thing, because we can't reach our goal this turn or this level or the next level. So, you know, it is what it is. Barlow fortunately does start with like very high defense. Both Barlow and Devlin start with very high defense. Probably to the point of where we will very rarely put defense into them. But, you know, thing. So, we're gonna long thrust, same scenario. We're basically just trying to chip this guy down and get his fatigue up so that we can use his fatigued point. Ooh. Okay, sir. I will totally counter that with a strong slash. This is what happens when you start to get way stronger than your enemies. Still presenting. And this could not be better for us because these guys are very focused on Bastion. Okay, so Devlin is 6. Reyna is 6. Barlow is still only 5. So we would prefer Barlow be able to get this kill. We're gonna risk this 78. Nice! So, Barlow should be able to kill if he can hit. The question is if he can hit. So 61% chance there, 73. Okay, so the slash will kill, even though it's weaker. 73% chance. Nice! Very good. Yes, Barlow, you are a big, strong soldier. Hella. Okay, that puts him very close to 6, which is really good for us. We're going to go ahead and long thrust over at this guy. And just chipping. Just chipping. Present a back. Do tackle, just because we haven't seen tackle yet, and it's fun. Actually just ram into them. It's great. Now, tackle is interesting because tackle is a collision skill. There are different types of skills, or different impacts on skills. Collision skills cannot be defended, I believe, is the scenario, right? So, it's some verbiage like that. It's basically you can't defend against a tackle, right? Because the guy's tackling you. He's gonna knock you to the ground if you just stand there. So you have to try to avoid something like a tackle, which is very useful in situations where an individual, for example, might not have very high avoid, right? So, you know, can be pretty nice. goes for Reyna. Does not kill us even if he does hit us, so we'll take the risk. And pays off. Very nice. Okay, so realistically, she's not gonna level. He will level. He's unlikely to level. He might level. So. What do we get if we thrust from behind? We will kill. So, probably not going to kill with her. Because it's unlikely that she will level. So we'll just plink at him. Get his HP lower. Which will get us a little bit of experience. And increase the chances of someone else killing. Now these guys are only level 3. Right? Which is, they are not worth very much experience to level 4s and 5s. Or level 5s and 6s. Right? But they will be enough for Barlow to level. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Nice. Okay, once again, Barlow can't reach any of his goals, right? He can't do 876. We could get close, but we won't quite get there. So instead, we are going to one across the board. So we'll do 776, right? Which means in the next fight, he will have a little bit more HP, a little bit more attack power, a little bit more accuracy. So, pretty good. And he goes for Bastion again. Really. I'm just going to avoid. Even just counterattacks, even just plinking away at him is going to give more... Ow! What are you doing? Little shit. What are you attacking my stomach for? What are you doing? Quit that. Hello. So 270. These guys gave like 90 experience to Barlow when he killed, and he was level 5, so unlikely to give enough experience for much of anything. Ion's already level 5, so... She's level 6. Is Barlow 6 now? Barlow is also 6 now. Also 6, 7. So probably what we'll try to do here is we will probably try to, again, give this over to Barlow. It's not going to be much experience, but it will... What we're trying to do is we're trying to set up for level ups in the next battle, right? So... that will put him closer to leveling up earlier in the next fight, rather than later in the next fight. And the faster we can level up in the next fight, the better. Not alright, I can promise you that. So right there, we would have, if we were level 8, we would have gotten a choice between checking on Dad and chasing down Faulkner. And if you pick the chase down Faulkner option, which is like, I will avenge my father's murder, or something like that, or I'll chase after that murderer, then you're on the Empire path. So since we were not 8, we do not get that option. That's okay though, because we were intending on playing the Kingdom path anyways. I love this musical song. So this is a version of the main theme. Before you complete your journey, you need to know how it began. And now we find out! We find out that Comorg's real name is Alucard. Not Alucard, Alucard. Which is kind of funny being a guard member. And the king's name, real daddy's name, is just King. As far as I'm aware. Well, that man looks somewhat familiar, and that ATAC looks very familiar. I learned that my village was destroyed by the kingdom, not the empire. Does that mean Alucard's dad is Dragula? I think that does. I think that's what that means. I'm pretty sure that that's exactly how that works. Oh god, I love that. My wife's blood that stains your hands, and it is your blue blood that shall adorn my sword. Okay, so we get a cast of, characters from the past, right? We get the king of the Pharastia Kingdom, obviously Bastion's biological father. We get Savaro, who is a potentially important character. And we get Emperor Degal, which is Sadira and Duyur's father. I don't know why they both didn't just fight Savaro and then flee, but we'll ignore that part. And on that day, not one father, but two fathers were lost, because that's teenage Faulkner. And now we know why he hates the kingdom so much. Because he believes the kingdom killed his mother and was responsible for the death of his father. And here's Emperor Degal, the shit stain himself. I will devote my life to the destruction of the kingdom. Oh man. It's funny how lies can really fuck over people's lives, eh? What do you think he's saying, Bastion? Oh, that's okay. You're my son, Dotus. You're my son. And it's here that we find out that's not a good idea. I'm the only one who's noticed that we're headed straight for Erebor Castle. Oh, that's not the kingdoms anymore. That happens so many times in this game. Erebor Castle is like ground zero. Ugh. Lost in a daydream about you, me, and a hot tub full of chocolate pudding. Again, she always claps back, though. And I do appreciate that. Spare me your sick little fantasies. Don't knock the pudding thing till you've tried it. He's the coolest. Fuck. God damn it, Andrew. Back to the west we go! And Andrew just... I love that response. Could you make it forever? God, Andrew's such an ass. But he's so good in battle. I wouldn't especially mind if he were to wander off the nearest cliff. Nice. I got your feetsies. Fucking Zierra's hair, my man. Woo! You're falling off. I'm trying to help you. You think I'm playing with you, but I'm trying to keep your butt from sliding off me. Yeah, he could really use with someone being like, look, Zierra, we gotta talk about your hair. Oh no! Promise me that you will not interfere when I slay the pig who murdered my father. And Zierra is just like, dope! I'm down with that. Alright! You're going to save. We are going to take a look at our briefing. Make red dots go away. In this particular instance, it would sound as though it's just hold out against red dots, but that's definitely going to change. Alright, so we will head into the interview. We will save state. And we'll talk to people. Reina offers to bake you cookies. I suggest you decline. Your digestive system will thank you. Okay, so Reina's not a baker. Gotcha. We're just gonna immediately load state. Because we're just gonna use our actual 3 on Reina, Devlin, and Barlow. And interestingly, we actually see that Barlow still has a very good opinion of Devlin, but Devlin does not have a good... Devlin doesn't like anybody. Devlin's a little bit of an asshole, but Reina does have a good opinion of us now, so. Baked Dione some cookies, but I must have used the wrong ingredients. Why else would she projectile vomit? That's a good question. You think too much, Bastion. Feel, don't think. Use your instincts. Go with your gut, not your brain. Questionable on that. Did you know Reina likes to bake cookies? She is unquestionably the perfect woman. Of course. Alright. Briefing's done, interviewing done. We cannot shop yet. So I didn't really talk about shopping previously. Shopping is very important. Obviously, it's where you upgrade your equipment, get better stones, get accessories, but you can only shop a few times throughout the game. I think there's like 4 shops total in the Kingdom branch, maybe 5 in the Empire branch, 4 I think in the Ruin branch. So it's a situation where you're basically storing up a lot of money and then hoping you have enough money to get everything that you want when a shopping event comes around. So that's why one of the reasons why we were very like, ooh, about the 12k that we get from defeating Dewyer, because it really helps make sure you've got enough money for shit. So the first time we will be able to shop is after this mission. Unfortunately, not before this mission, because it would be really nice to have some new gear for this next mission. This next mission is a bit of a doozy. It's 9:51. I'm trying to think of whether or not I want to keep going. This next mission is really big. Some of the fights in this game so far they've been very, very small or minor engagements. Like that last one, for example, was really 5v5 and then an additional 2 coming in on the side of the 5. This next one is very big. There's a lot of players involved, and I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I'm trying to be like, I should go to bed, but I might just pick it up and we might save state. So yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Let's give this a try. Let's jump into this mission. I don't think we will finish this mission tonight. Maybe we will, but we'll see. Avalon has sent an army to reclaim this castle. I expect this and am unconcerned. We shall allow Duke Ziera and his forces to come. They shall exhaust themselves in the assault, and then we shall reveal our true strength, at which point the Duke and his men shall be annihilated. That is all, gentlemen. Return to your posts and await further orders. Trust you have an excellent reason for interrupting this meeting. Sorry, Excellency. I felt it important to inform you that Prince Dewyer has departed. Dewyer being a fuckstick. I gave specific orders that no one was to enter or leave Erebba until the Avalon threat was quelled. And I informed him as such, dear Excellency, but he is the Imperial Prince. He was quite adamant. He made no sense, just muttering about making up for his mistake in the battle at the Maki Bridge. He got his ass kicked at Maki, and now he's like, I gotta make it up. I gotta show how good I am. Hilarious, by the way. Absolutely hilarious. And we get our first introduction of Commander Zakov, who has an aggressively thick accent, as we will find. He is a reoccurring villain. What? And why should my men and I be deprived of a role? God, I can't even. Oh, goodness. Oh. There is no honor in cowering behind castle walls, Faulkner. I wish to fight. Very notedly, he says Faulkner. I understand, fucker. That's funny. But Faulkner calls him out. Your accent seems to have suddenly thickened, Commander. I pray for your sake it lightens soon. Hilarious. Love it. Can I help you, sir? And yeah, I like how there's a difference there. Ione just like karate chops one guy in the back of the neck. Fucking Reyna flip kicks one. Love it. Penis joke. Little smaller than average. We get to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Galvus. Who really has to go to the bathroom. All right. Ione and Reyna, mission accomplished. And there's Andrew. What are you doing there, Andrew? And who's the boss? Sneaky little shit. You're in the way. Yeah. I understand. Alright, we get a big-ass battle between the Empire and the Kingdom. We have Duyir and Faulkner on one side. Duyir in the Sarbalus once again. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. He is... He has leveled up to level 4. Still pretty low. We have Faulkner, who's level 12 in the Solaris. He is especially deadly and very scary. And then we have the 4 bodyguards. And we have a bunch of Imperials. On the Kingdom side, who are a little outgunned, we have some Kaizerons. Okay, little scenarios. And we have some Glaives, along with Ganlon, piloting the Y-Band. Fuck you, Ganlon. It's pretty strong, though, right? This is a unique ATAC, so it is pretty good. And then we have Ziera in the Toreador, which is the only, I believe, the only 4-legged ATAC in the game. Which is pretty cool. It kicks ass. It is quite strong. However, the Kingdom is outmatched, and if left to their own devices, the Kingdom will almost always lose to the Empire here. We are on the side. We only have Barlow and Devlin right now because Reyna and Ione are busy rescuing Galvis, and we have these two little Imperials off on the side. So, we're going to move up. Position ourselves thusly. And we're going to hope things don't go too terribly horribly for our allies. The AI. Who does this? Who moves forward and then presents their back to this guy? This is just... They do this like every fucking time too. It's like, not only are they outmatched, but the kingdom plays pretty stupidly. So they're outgunned and out-AI'd in this particular instance, which is pretty fucking unfortunate, because that definitely makes things more challenging. But we'll see how it goes. Move Barlow up. Move Devlin up. Oh, look at that! Who would have thought he'd go for the rear attack? And he gets it. Unfortunate. 50-50, not starting off good for the kingdom. Ooh. Bodyguards have things like strong slash and shit. Like, kingdom's just outgunned. That's so bad. Oh no. Oh, it's already really bad for the kingdom. They are gonna fatigue this guy out. It's not gonna matter, but they are gonna fatigue this guy out. But all the damage that the kingdom does is good for us in the long run. Is Ganon really just being a shit? Kingdom's already lost a man. They were already down, and now they've already lost a man. They were already outnumbered, now they're even more outnumbered. Alright, Zierra enters the field. He at least can dish it out. I love that he kind of like rears up right before his strong thrust. Yeah. Fortunately, Dewyear still not very strong. Come on, Ganlon, get in there. Fuck that guy up. Go ahead and go for that. He will go for behind us, which is perfectly fine for us. Even if he hits us, it's going to be very minor damage. And he missed. Fantastic. And he will do 9 damage. I think it's worth it for us to just go ahead and mollywop him, though. Very good. Always. Putting the hurt on some Empire bodyguards. That's good, that's good. Nice. Nice. We got the dodge. Can't dodge Faulkner. All you can do is defend as he blasts your face off. That's 31 damage on a defend. Wild. And now we have an interesting situation. So, Zakov decides it would be a good idea to display Galvus in order to force the Avalon army to retreat, which is already a bad idea, right? Because if the Empire is winning the fight, it would be better for them to inflict as many losses on the kingdom. The vast majority of Zakov's ideas are bad, right? It would be better for the Empire, for the kingdom to continue to persist in the fight, thinking that maybe they could win, right? And ultimately increasing their losses before they're routed. But instead, Zakov's like, why don't I just threaten the prisoner and then they'll all retreat, which is isn't good for the Empire, right? I will be hailed as the man who changed the course of the war. No, you won't. But then he finds out that Galvus isn't there anymore. Oh. If they weren't already dead, I would kill them myself. And yes, Faulkner will absolutely kill Zakov when he finds out about this. So, what Zakov decides to do is take to the battlefield. And now there's even more Imperial troops on the battlefield, which is rough. Fortunately, or unfortunately, our battle plans change. All ATACs prepare to fall back, except the ATACs which were guarding the castle have followed us in pursuit of Galvus, which means they've left Erebah almost completely defenseless. So Reyna and Ione are going to join with us, and now our new objective is to storm the castle and take it back. Here's the issue. There's the two on the bridge that we're still dealing with, and then there's still 5 fucking Imperial ATACs coming at us with Zakov, right? And the kingdom is losing. However, in theory, you can arm this battle by not blitzing to the castle and fighting through Zakov and then taking the castle. You can kill these guys, kill Zakov and his guys, and then kill the entire remainder of the Empire, including Faulkner and Dewyer. Well, not kill them, but defeat them, right? Including some more that show up later. However, this is extremely challenging to do. There are a couple of different strategies with which you can do it, but they are challenging strategies to accomplish. Obviously, the intended and kind of like simple way to do this is gather your forces, defeat the guys on the bridge, defeat Zakov and his forces before the Empire finishes off really Sierra and Ganlon, right? And then end the mission by putting Bastion where Zakov is right now. Has to be Bastion, right? Alternatively, we could right now start moving Bastion towards the fight, and it's just Bastion, but Bastion can help try to swing things, because if you can start to take out some of the lower health individuals, you can actually kind of flip things in your favor. The issue with that is that by doing something like that, great, you flip things in your favor. However, you also are letting experience die, because Sierra and Ganlon, with your support, they'll probably still die, but they can do better. But doing better means killing more of your experience. However, that does make things more manageable. It can be very dicey, though. You have to be very careful that Faulkner and one of the bodyguards or two of the bodyguards don't come after you instead. Typically, there are weakened kingdom units, though, for them to go for, and they almost always will do that instead. However, kind of like different strategy is kill these guys, potentially kill these guys, and you can either hold this bridge, right, to fight against Faulkner and his goons, or you can actually hold this bridge. You can actually make it to where it's 2-on-2s. You can put your people here, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can hit from multiple locations, and they can only hit from one location at a time. You can even put Reyna on a corner so she can lung thrust. This does have some downsides. It is, from what I have seen, the most reliable strategy to be able to kill people. Faulkner and Dewyer are still problems. Zakov is still a problem. Zakov is actually decently strong. He's level 9. He has a lot of HP. He hits fairly hard. He also has Ice Shards, which is a ranged attack that is pretty decent. It's not crazy, but it's pretty decent. So this can be challenging all around, right? However, if you accomplish it, you can get a lot of experience in this battle, which is really, really cool. It's very fun. Not only do you get a lot of experience, but you get a lot of money as well. Another person who has no friends to explain to him why he shouldn't present himself a certain way. Yep. So we have those all as options. The downside to this situation is that it does involve being a little cautious with... You can lose some relationship points by moving people and just sitting them there, right? But it is still, I think, the kind of strategy that gets you the most bang for your buck the majority of the time. We're just going to go ahead and end with Bastion. We're not going to take the risky strat of running Bastion into this mix. I think you get the least bang for your buck out of doing something like that. But it is an option, so... we could, in theory, by killing this Imperial, bring Devlin and Barlow with Bastion. Again, you run into the situation where you'll probably help the kingdom win if you do that. But if you get there a little too late, everyone will turn on you. You'll be out in the open. You can get really fucked. It's a lot to deal with. For now, we're just going to kill this guy. Go from there. Only 1 point of damage if he even hits us. That's kind of wild. Didn't hit us. Love it. Alright, that king... Oh, he went for Ganlon. Wild. So, the issue with Ganlon and Zierra is Ganlon and Zierra are both strong enough that they could feasibly win this fight, but the way the AI plays them is they always counter with their strongest attacks, which means they're going to get fatigued out very quickly, and once they're fatigued out, they'll just get swarmed and massacred, right? However, they are actually doing a pretty decent job right now. They have killed 2 bodyguards. That's pretty good. For the Kingdom forces, that's pretty good. And Sadira, Sadira, Halleck, and Franco. I was like, it's not Falco. That's incorrect. Now, interestingly, they show up. They will not participate in this fight. They will just stand there and watch. However, you can still kill them for experience, which is very funny. And as far as I know, it doesn't have any repercussions. Actually, looking down there, the Kingdom is doing pretty good. The Kingdom is doing better than they normally do. There's still, you know, there's 6-4 right now, but this guy's almost dead. This guy is a little hurt. This guy's a little hurt. This guy's almost dead. This guy's a little hurt. Zierra and Ganlon are full, right? The issue is Faulkner is gonna fuck him. So they're still likely to lose, but they might actually do a decent job here, which is pretty interesting. Devlin's going to move over here. He is going to thrust in the back. Nice. We actually got the hit. That's pretty dope. Unfortunately, those guys aren't worth very much experience. There's no avoiding that fireball. Faulkner is a beast. And Zierra puts himself in a horrible position, but he will secure a kill. He probably could have... See, this is what I mean about always uses their strongest attacks. He probably could have gotten that kill just with the thrust, and he'd have less FP on him right now. Like, mixing and matching, like, not just always using your strongest abilities is pretty damn important. So, for example, here, we could get a kill with a slash, or we could kick this guy and leave him on 3 HP. Yes, you can unlock the ability to just kick people. It's great. It's, I think, the weakest attack in the game, but it's very, very pointedly useful for if you want to not kill someone. Alright, are you gonna get the dodge? You didn't get the dodge. Unfortunate. That's got to be specifically designed to prep kills for other units. That would be my assumption. Although it's very funny when you get boss kills with kicks, or special character kills with kicks. Arlo, 2, he's not going to get a level, but that's fine. He will go for a slash. That guy will try to avoid it, 70% chance. Ah, unfortunate. That's okay. Barlow's not, like, super low level or anything right now, so we're not especially concerned with that. Unfortunate. Dealing some damage back, though. That's good. We'll go ahead and try to take this kill with Devil. Flash, 92% chance. Pretty good. All right. We're now at the point to where we really do need to decide how we want to handle this. Zierra is still full. Ganlon's still full. There's still another kingdom member here, but we can see, right, like this is the issue, is the kingdom just has more units, and Faulkner, aside from maybe Zierra, Faulkner is the best unit on the battlefield right now. So the kingdom is destined to lose unless we intervene. We're close enough to where we could probably intervene. The issue is we're gonna get hammered from above as we do that, right? So it's a decision of, do we try to intervene, turn it into a big brawl down here where we're definitely going to lose units? Do we just rush for Zakov, or do we try to hold base strategy, hold the fucking line back here? I think we're going to try to do the hold the line scenario. We do have to be cautious. If you have characters that don't do anything, they will kind of like lose some relationship points. Not all of them do that, but some of them do that. So as long as you move or attack or something on your turn, you're okay. But, you know, something to be cognizant of. It would be great if Zierra or Ganlon were able to do some damage to a defense. She's probably fine. It would be great if Zierra or Ganlon would be able to do some damage to Duyir or Faulkner, but they tend to focus exclusively on the smaller guys. It'd also be great if that guy didn't die, but probably very likely that he does. We're going to enact secret strategy. And we'll see how it goes for us. It might not go well. We might lose. It's entirely possible that we lose. Okay, that guy's dead. It's very possible to win, but you know, it can be difficult. Zakov coming in with some ice shards. Unfortunate for Sierra. If we had helped, Sierra would not fail. That's actually not bad for us. Well, the Ganlon's gonna smack this guy in the face, but that would leave him at very low HP. Unfortunately, Zira is very likely to kill him. Unless someone gets over there and attacks Zira and sets his FP to 60 or above. Don't care about her. Okay, so there is one issue with how things are playing out that could cause it to where we have a difficult time succeeding. And that is if Faulkner is one of the first ones to make it down the bridge. Now, if Faulkner is towards the end, we'll get a little bit of experience and we'll be able to kind of like get a level or two. Getting a level or two will make us significantly better. So that is the hopeful situation, but it might not work out that way. Come on, Sierra, counter. Counter with your strong thrust. Okay, well, little at column A, little at column B. Zira did get put to 60 FP, so he is going to, he's now going to get just fatigue hounded and smashed. He might counter here. Nice! Okay, so that's nice. Getting some damage on Zakov is cool. That'll make him easier for us to down. Okay, but of course, this bodyguard sacrifices himself. Unnecessarily sacrifices himself. This bodyguard should be left at very low HP for us, though, so that's nice. We don't actually like the spread that's going on there. We want some of those Imperials to come in first. Be great if Faulkner actually got the kill on Zira, because that would mean he would be... Ah, he is going to get the kill on Zira. Savor my flavor is a very upsetting thing to be yelled to you before being stabbed. Some of the shit that gets yelled is wild. Absolutely wild. We have set our course. We have 8 Imperials to defeat, including an undamaged Faulkner, which is a very scary thing. Does look like Dewyear's coming in quick, so that'll be good for us. And it looks like at least a few Imperials will make it in as well before Faulkner. So that's good. I'd say that Faulkner actually has really, really long movement. And pretty good speed, so he might actually... Ah, fuck. We might have screwed ourselves up over there. That's fine. Can I counter that? Can I avoid it? Can I defend it? Can I actually counter it? We'll just defend. What's our movement range here? Yeah, this is actually good for us. We're gonna step out and do a swing against Dooyer. Very good. And we will actually step back. We want to overheat Dooyer as quickly as possible. We will actually do the exact same thing here again. And Thrust does not have much of a chance of hitting, but... Oh, we did hit! That's great! 39 damage in the face. Get fucked, Dooyer. And now he's fatigued out. That's dope. We normally don't like to attack with Ione, but we do want to decrease his health ASAP. Faulkner is kind of getting screwed over by being stuck in the back there. We move here. It takes too much. We're gonna move over here, and we will long thrust Dooyer. That should mean that Barlow's next attack against him gets a kill. Unfortunately, Dooyer, not worth very much experience, but he is, once again, worth a shit ton of money. Zakov gets to come in first and foremost, so he hits really hard. He and Faulkner are the reasons why we are likely... Everyone else is whatever, but he and Faulkner are the reasons why it is likely we will be losing someone here. So we can either risk taking a shit ton of damage, have a very low chance to successfully counter and probably get fucked, or we can defend and just pray. 15 damage on a defense hurts. Hurts a lot. But, oof. We can strong slash him. The issue is he's likely to hit us. We could go for a tackle. He's likely to avoid us. HP is a resource you've got to play with. So we're going to try to build his FP by encouraging him to counter. Take a shit ton of damage for our trouble. But we do get a very big level. Very big level. Very specifically probably going to dump a fair amount of points into agility. Almost exclusively to help us survive against Faulkner. Faulkner has Very high dex, so he's still probably going to hit us, but this will actually give us a chance. We deal enough damage that I'm not especially concerned about that. Ooh, actually, was there something we were looking for? We can get Reflect Attack if we do 2 power. Reflect Attack could save us if we get some frontal blocks. We'll risk it for the biscuit. Barlow! It's the kill. Not very much experience, but it is what it is. Faulkner went first. We're fucked. So we definitely want to defend. We do not want to do that yet. We just want to wait. I was really hoping that those Imperials, because those Imperials had been going before Faulkner, but Faulkner didn't get to move his full movement last time, so he had more AP, which means his turn got back around faster. That's how that actually worked out. I think he's also just base, yeah, 4.9, 4, 3. Yeah, he's just base faster, right? So, we can't, because Faulkner is here, Faulkner has the mass menace ability, so he puts control zones all around him, so you can't move through those control zones, which means, unfortunately, Reyna is locked over here. So, we can do this. We can bait his FP up by making him counter, basically. And fortunately, hitting him gives a lot of experience, even when you don't do very much. I don't like that we're doing this, but we need to do this. We need to fatigue out Zakov now. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad. Okay, this is an investment in the future. Devlin's not going to live through this, so we're just going to go ahead and boost his base up so that he has Strong Slash. We are going to finish Zakov with Bastion. That's great. And that is also great. Because we're immediately going to respond. I could go for Mental Vision. I won't get it, though. Yeah, because we're too low on base. I kind of feel like we go for a big agility increase here. And we're actually going to move forward to plug this gap. We're going to bait with Barlow. Barlow's going to get blasted in the face, but Barlow actually has a fair amount of defense. So the Fireball's not going to completely destroy him, and it's going to fatigue out Faulkner. Which is going to be very important. The issue is we're unlikely to be able... Is great and all, but is Luke good yet? No. Luke ended bad. So here's the funny thing. You can be fatigued out, but if you have skills like parry or reflect attack, those can still trigger even when you're fatigued, which is really unfortunate. Ion wasn't gonna do a lot of damage anyways, but would have been nice. We need Bastion to go. Hopefully avoid that thrust. Do not need the additional chip damage on Bastion. Alright, Faulkner is still fucking fatigued. That is exactly what we need. Even Bastion, though, the strongest unit that we have right now, is only going to do 35 damage to Faulkner while he's fatigued. So we are definitely going to need to fatigue him again. However, you can see just how much fucking experience this guy is worth. He's worth a massive amount. And if we can get through him, the rest really aren't that threatening. This actually isn't terrible. Very unlikely for us to hit, though. So we might go with a slash instead, even though it does significantly less damage. He's responding with Fireball, which is going to push his fatigue up, but it's not going to push his fatigue past 60, which is important, because if it was past 60, he will rest on his turn. Okay, so that is bad. That is quite bad. I think we risk it. I think we're gonna do it. Oh god, that hurts. Just those 2 attacks on him, though, almost got us a level. Now he is going to rest, and that is a problem. But he's still in range to kill with the lung thrust. And he's gonna defend, which is wild. Because he'll still die even if he defends. Mwah! Mwah! Faulkner is down. That is easily got this in the bag now. Hell yes. Love it. Love it to death. Okay, so Reyna has leveled. We want to try to start moving towards things that are important for her. She can get parry. She needs Dex 12 and base 6. She's already at base 8. So doing that is pretty good because she also needs a lot of Dex for her special, which is Reyna's Trick, which is a really cool move, actually. What other things can she get? She can get Mental Vision, which increases her success rate of countering, which is base 12, Dex 10, Agility 8. She's already at the Agility 8. She can get Forward Menace and Rear Menace, so that is 10 base and 8 defense on Forward Menace, 10 base, 10 defense on Rear Menace. So that means she'll have a zone in front of her and behind her that people can't move through, right? She doesn't get Mass Menace, unfortunately. And she can, this is probably the bigger thing, she can get Rapid Motion. So she can get +1 to range at 18 base and 12 agility. So neither of those are really attainable. or none of these are really attainable at this particular moment, but they do exist. She can also get, no, she can't get tackle or kick. So only sword and axe users can get tackle or kick, right? She, however, can learn some ice spells. So, for example, she could pick up ice shards. I think she could actually get ice shards right now by going 8-6. And I think that gets her ice shards. Now, ice shards isn't exceedingly better than long thrust, so there's not really a... She's gonna want her, you know, water stuff, but that's not really something that we could like be like, oh yes, that's so exciting. However, she does need a decent spread for her ulti, for Reyna's trick, right? That requires 16 base, 7 power, 20 dex, and then 7 in everything else. So we will need to up her defense anyways, up to 7. So, because of that, what we're probably going to do here is we're probably going to do a spread, increase her power, increase her defense up to 7s. The defense probably will not go much higher than that. We will probably be way more focused on evasion with her. But maybe we'll put in a few points here or there, specifically to try to get the menaces, so she'll probably go up to 10. But that's going to make her a little tankier and hit a little harder for this particular moment. And that will move us towards other things overall. Did we not? No, we didn't do Dex 8, so we don't get Ice Shard. But we don't really care about that. We'll get Ice Shards eventually, but Ice Shards isn't really better than Long Thrust, so not super worried about that. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for us to finish things up. And since it's not probably going to be... So we do... Obviously, Bastion is relatively low HP, but Bastion's way stronger than any of these fucking Imperials. Devlin is more the concern. Devlin is at 5 HP, so it's very likely that a stray hit will kill him. So he is who we kind of have to concern ourselves with. However, it is 10:46, so... With Zakov, Faulkner, and Dooyer dead, I guess Dooyer's not really a big threat, but, you know, he's at least in the special ATAC. With the two big threats dead, we've all but got this in the bag, right? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save state here. So that we can just come back to this, finish it up tomorrow, and go for it. Unfortunately, it is 10:47. It's very late. I need to go to bed. That has been the start of fucking Vanguard Bandits. Very excited to play this game again. It's been a very long time. It's got a lot of silliness, but it also has a lot of heart, and it's got a lot of seriousness to it. There is a really cool core concept going on. And we haven't even gotten to some of the really good stuff, but even just the basis, I think, is very, you know, it's very typical. Evil Empire, not completely good kingdom, etc., etc. Hero's journey, that whole shebang. But it's got a lot of good, interesting stuff going for it, and I really do enjoy the combat system and the leveling progression. I think it's really fun. I think there's a large variety of what you can do. You can really augment your characters. You can really go crazy. You can just be like, nah, fuck it, fam. This is the run where I only put points into power until I can't put points into power anymore. And you can hit really fucking hard really early on in the game, right? Like we've obtained like 5-ish levels or so on Bastion, maybe 6. So we could have put 15 to 18 points directly into power. He could be at almost 20 power or more already. And he could hit like a fucking truck. All the rest of his stats would be dumpster, but he could hit like a fucking truck. And it's fun to do that type of stuff on the occasion, right? It's fun to just be like, no matter what else happens, this person is always going to have 2 points going into agility every level until I can't put more points into agility. Right? Like that type of stuff can be pretty fun. Anyways, that is gonna be it for tonight's session. Thanks for hanging out. No raid. It's too late. I got some things to do before I go to bed, and I need to have already been in bed. So thanks for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.